Hey guys, I am going to give you just a quick impression, kind of a review on the Nikon Keymission 360. This little camera right here. It's got lenses on both sides, kind of nice. You got a photo button right here, dedicated, and then a dedicated record button right there. If you press that button, it will just kick right on and take a picture. There's a couple of settings in there for, if you press this button right here, you can change the timer of, 2, 10, 15, 30 seconds until it actually takes that picture. So if you need more time to kind of get ready and you take that picture, or actually if you need to get out of the shot, the record button, as soon as you press that, it actually just does start recording. You can see down here it does do 4K. It's not the best quality 4K. You're not gonna, it's not gonna pop out at you when you're actually watching the video. The reason why is because it's 4K all the way around the camera. So all the way around, up and down, everything on the camera is recorded, and that's where you get that 4K reading from. I decided not to do an unboxing. There's lots of unboxing videos out there already for this. You can see you got a battery, you got an HDMI port in there, you got your charger and a micro SD, and then there's a switch right there, and that's for the airplane mode on and off. These switches, this is a watertight container here. These switches are kind of hard to do, and I always tend to always take a photo when I'm trying to work those in there. You get this nice little silicone thing. I do recommend using it in case you do drop the camera. It is kind of a small camera and would be easily dropped. These lenses, in my experience, they're plastic, and so you actually get some glares and stuff. I did some night shots for some Christmas lights, and I didn't really like the way that they turned out. Kind of actually doubled the lights on for the Christmas lights. But all in all, pretty good camera for a spherical camera. Can be used lots of ways. You can do Google Maps. You can actually go and upload the photos that you take off of this directly to Google Maps and get published, get more people to see your work that way. So that's pretty good. I'm going to come over and I'm going to talk about the mounts that I don't really like so much. This is the GoPro mount. I find it kind of cheesy and cheaply made. Probably will work just fine, but if you're doing some downhill mountain biking or something, maybe not the best little thing. You actually turn it here and you can rotate it just a little bit of tipping this way, and that's kind of where most of my problems are, depending on where you mount it. Sometimes you need to tip it a little bit more that way. The other little thing here, you can see they couldn't completely copy the GoPro mount, although I got a GoPro mount here and a Nikon mount. They are very, very similar. The difference here is the Nikon has a line down the middle and the GoPro does not. The Nikon is just a little bit wider than the GoPro one. So right here you can see that line down the middle. You could actually kind of grind that out or grind it down a little bit and get it to work fairly easy on the GoPro mounts. It does work right now, but it's pretty tight. So, maybe sanding that down, a half a millimeter or a millimeter would make it work a little bit better without ruining the Nikon mounts. Too impressed with this mount. The finish of it, it's kind of a satin finish. Not the best thing in the world, but for just starting off, it does get you going. Another thing for this camera that you definitely want to get, monopod. The monopods are really important. Using just a regular old tripod, you actually get a lot of feet in there, which can be kind of hard to remove. So a monopod with a really small top base is definitely recommended for this camera. other than that, I mean, the base package is pretty good. I got some links down below, down there, that will kind of point you into the camera model that I bought. I bought one that has extra gadgets in there. Unfortunately, the extra gadgets are kind of crappy in the one that I got. So really, I mean, I got a couple of things that might be useful, like a cleaning cloth and some lens cleaning solution. But the memory card, I actually lost images out of that memory card. So we definitely don't want to be doing that. And so I actually went and got a Samsung memory card. Also right down below. I'll have a link there to it, and then I'll also have a link to my, you can take a look at some of the other videos on my page and take a look at what this camera can do. I'm trying to do pretty much all the videos on this page 360, except for, you know, this one and some other review ones that I'm thinking about doing. All in all, this is definitely a pretty good product to use for 360-degree photos. One downside that I do have is the software. The software on this, either on the app, on the iPad, or on the phones, iPhones or Android phones, are horrible. I use those really as least as possible, but unfortunately you have to use them for certain things like formatting the SD card, getting in there and changing settings, because you can't really do that any other way. I mean, yeah, you can plug it into your computer and do stuff, but it doesn't all work out that well. There's no way to switch from, you know, switch this button from video to time lapse unless you go through the app. So if I wanted to go out and take a video and then I wanted to do a time lapse after the video, I have to go through that app, which is a tedious process to get into. So definitely not the best. And then the app on the computer, man, that thing is just horrible. That is probably the worst thing ever. So I've been using Adobe Premiere to edit and lengthen my videos. So it works out fairly good, but it's still, you know, I wish I had more control on the camera or the app connected quicker. I mean, that's really my only downside, is the app takes, you know, a minute every time you need to connect to your camera in order to change something. Downloading the images, I can imagine that taking a little bit longer, but you know, connecting Bluetooth, I would like to see maybe a future update where I can control the camera with Bluetooth, or I can change the settings with the Bluetooth and not just through Wi-Fi app. But thanks for joining. You can like below, down there. You can comment if you have any questions on this particular camera. And like I said, I do have links in the description about what I bought, where I purchased it, and you can kind of go there and go from there. If you have questions, once again, just comment right below. Thank you.